Because you know what?
Mr.
The country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen, we traveled all the way.
A message to the Democratic Party. Stop. Stop looking back.
We got whooped.
Stop with the endless focus groups. Stop with the self-doubt. This isn't complicated. Only 1 out of 4 voters think we're heading in the right direction. Inflation is out of control. Gas is headed to $6 a gallon. Donald Trump is the most corrupt president in history. Republicans don't care. They're good with Trump taking your tax dollars to pay off cop beaters. The Justice Department operates like mob lawyers. The Epstein files? Not one prosecution. It's a joke. AI threatens every middle-class job and is turning billionaires into trillionaires.
This is the most flagrantly, staggeringly, obscenely corrupt thing that Trump has ever done in office. I have in my hand what purports to be the settlement of Trump's claims against the IRS for the disclosure of his tax agreements.
They were there with love in their heart. I call them the J6 hostages. It was a beautiful day. I pardoned J6 people who were assaulted by our government.
That is a lie. That is a fraud on the American people.
Trump tweeted, "Remember this day forever." Of the criminal cases, deleted. FBI wanted posters, removed. Video evidence, disappeared.
Trump is doing here is creating an illegal fund of billions of dollars to pay out whomever he chooses, including and especially the traitors who breached the Capitol and tried to overturn the election to turn it over in Trump's favor.
The Epstein class. You were promised their names. You were promised exposure, accountability, truth. The files are still hidden. Why? Because the powerful are protecting the powerful. They don't care about us. We were promised no more forever wars. America first. Bring them home. No more spending American blood and treasure on conflicts that never end. How's that going? We're now $50 billion into a war.
I want to talk about something so corrupt, so absurd, that Trump's greatest sycophants are at a loss.
My blood is boiling. This is a new low for this administration. And this is an administration that has been rife with corruption and illegality, but this is probably the worst thing that they have done so far. Now, suffice to say, the president cannot take taxpayer money and give it to whomever he wants. But this unbelievably, ironically named anti-weaponization fund is exactly that.
Trump isn't backing off it one bit.
He's going to pay out his friends, his family, and domestic terrorists. And that's just who we know about. I'm frankly running out of adjectives. This is theft. This is corruption. This is treason. If he gets away with this, there are simply no more limits, at least with respect to what Trump can do with taxpayer money. If he can pay out billions with a B to his cronies without any real oversight, I don't know, are we done as a country? At best, this is Orban-esque. But this is frankly verging into Putin territory. And of course, the corruption cherry on top of the corruption sundae is that Trump is personally ending and forbaying all audits and suits into his businesses and his family's finances.
Hello, I'm Martin Sheen, and I'm afraid if you're watching this, the end times are upon us.
How can I change the system in my favor? How can I persuade poor people that me paying tax is bad for the economy? How much rage baiting can I fit in today?
War, disease, or a genetically modified dinosaur.
Heinous crimes of Jeffrey Epstein.
Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Larry Ellis.
How much can I piss off the libtards today? Or how can I sell more aluminium trash panzers? The man who tells it how it is, the self-made man who changed the world for the better, all those voices will fall silent. A coup d'etat. He is objectively one of the world's most prominent spreaders of misinformation, false narratives, conspiracy theories, and outright lies, deliberately stoking civil unrest.
Our world is now only moments away from total annihilation.
And the only voice left will be the sound of history itself, scribbling into its notebook, "Here lies the worst human being that ever existed."
So, let's take these last few moments to celebrate the greatest things about humanity's time on Earth. We had a good run, didn't we? We harnessed fire, invented languages, and engineered transparent underwater tunnels simply because we felt like looking at shark tummies.
Did you see this motherfucker in the damn Meet the Press interview?
Or consistent campaign promises was no new wars, going all the way back to 2015. Did you break that promise to the American people?
First species to evolve to walk on two legs, and then invented a way not to. But perhaps humanity's greatest achievement of all was our total domination of every other species. Nice try, lions.
What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no
We're all dying because lions evolved and conquered the human race, in which case, well played, lions. Now let's admit, humanity sometimes failed to live up to our potential, as evidenced by our blueprint.
We're going to keep you out of wars. You out of wars. So I'm going to stop wars. Trump, we will have no more wars. With the weaponization fund. I love the idea.
Tragically, it seems our time together as a species is drawing short, and life on Earth is about to end. So before we all embrace whatever awaits us, I have something important to show you.
They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
All right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying, but
There's
let me
a
ask
lot
you
of
about
evidence.
Todd Blanche.
The
Presented
election
in a
was
court of
rigged.
law.
It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now in
never
California.
presented evidence
It's happening
that the
right
2020
now in
election was
California.
rigged.
Right now, it's look at what's
Where's
happening
the
in
evidence
California.
to that? What, do you have evidence to support
All I have to do is look. You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play right into their hands with this. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and media press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN. You're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits, because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time. And I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press, because you know what? A country can never be great with a dishonest press. A country can never be great. A country can never be great. A country can never be great with a dishonest press.
We traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
I'm going to give it to you straight, and I hope you're sitting down for this, because here's the truth. Donald Trump lied.
Lied like a dog.
He's embarrassing. He's absurd. But listen to what he's saying.
A country can never be great.
And the government is issuing him an apology as well. Wonderful. This is not a settlement. This has about as much to do with a legal settlement as a shoehorn has to do with a French horn. I'm reluctant to even talk about the legalities or the legal aspects of this because there's nothing legal about this. There was no process here. There was no judicial review. There was no decision by a fact finder or a jury. This is simply Trump taking power and paying it out to whomever he wants to.
He absolutely believes his own bullshit. The greatest of con men always do.
Nobody voted for. Started by people who will never have a child in uniform. While we're trying to just get by, they cut taxes for their rich friends, protecting people who don't deserve protection, and running a government that works beautifully for them.
And Democrats are asking how to win?
The fig leaf that they are using to cover up their own manifest corruption and illegality is that this was related to a demand that Trump had for $10 billion related to the 2020 disclosure of his tax returns by a contractor at the IRS.
Y'all bought this bullshit?
Trump's suit was unbelievably bogus. Again, you can sue anyone for anything and claim that you're entitled to however much money you want, but in that case, in the best of circumstances, a disclosure of those kinds of tax returns would be limited to $1,000 per disclosure, and the statute of limitations is 2 years, which has long since elapsed. Oh, and by the way, the president who was in control of the IRS at the time that those tax returns were disclosed was President Trump himself. While leaking tax returns is illegal, the only reason the American people didn't already have Trump's tax returns is that he refused to turn them over like every single other presidential candidate does as a matter of course when they run for president. And of course, which he pledged to eventually release and never did. But he was probably withholding them because he was looking down the barrel of hundreds of millions of dollars of fines related to his tax crimes, including double dipping.
In what fucking world would any Democrat be able to do this? My God, it was his own IRS that fucking leaked the damn thing. This is fucking horseshit.
When I see this, I like it's so incredible. Ding, 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 ding,
Seriously, I'm
ding.
asking.
Boom. Okay.
People have begun to feel like
Star Wars.
a Christian scientist with appendicitis.
They are the elites. They said they were draining the swamp. They are the swamp. They said no more wars. They started one. And they're counting right now, today, on you being too angry, too tired, or too distracted to notice. The Epstein class will keep screwing us.
Crimes which he has now given himself immunity. And those crimes, and the tax crimes of his family members and businesses, were not even part of his suit against the IRS. He's just throwing them in because why not? The New York Times is reporting that the IRS actually issued a 20-page report on how bogus this suit was. This suit was a joke as it was so stupid and so brazen. And frankly, we thought the worst that was going to come from it was that it was just going to be tossed out of court and it was going to waste taxpayer resources. My God, how wrong we were.
And every Democrat who's running for anything, I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm sorry, but it should be a fucking litmus test to any votes or any snowball's chance in hell of getting elected. Every Democrat needs to vow to prosecute anyone who's even vaguely involved in this. Come on, this is horse shit, and you know it.
But what became legitimately interesting is that the judge in that case realized that there was a problem. Trump was not only the plaintiff in this case, but also the defendant. He controlled the IRS and the Department of Justice. And so the judge appointed what are called amici to discuss whether there was something called a case in controversy. You can't just sue yourself. You can't collude with a friend to sue over something and get a payout when there's no real controversy and there's no adversity. And the judge correctly realized that, and because the Trump Department of Justice couldn't be trusted to actually defend that suit, they appointed an amici to discuss that particular issue. Oh, and by the way, the entire lodestone of right-wing judicial theory right now rests on what's called the unitary executive theory, which purports that there is no distinction between the president and anyone in the executive branch, which even by that particular theory meant that Trump was suing himself and absolutely could not have recovered from the public coffers from his bogus BS case.
I mean, my God, he never even paid for the fucking audit that he says he's waiting for now. And all of his kids and all of his Trump-related businesses are perpetually into the future void of being audited, or really of paying taxes of any kind, since there won't be any auditing, right?
The fuck?
But let me put this on record to anyone who might be working in the government, who might be tempted to follow through with this settlement. Providing any funds as a result of this settlement is a felony.
How many more family members are you gonna lose? How many more friends are you gonna lose being a sycophant for the greatest con man of all time? You're being conned. Wake the fuck up. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. Y'all take it easy.
This is honestly 10 times worse than Watergate. French aristocrats found their necks in a guillotine for far less than this. This is not hyperbole, it's really this bad. We should all be in the streets on this one. I just don't know what else to say. I hope you're angry, because I certainly am.
Whatever awaits us, I think it's fitting that the last thing we all see is this sick basketball shot. We do.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't negotiate, let's investigate, we'll accelerate, how we're taking him down.